Hi, everybody. Welcome to RecoverCon 2024.
Woo!
I can't believe we've been doing this for 4 years. Shocker. Thank you to all of you guys. Obviously, we got a lot more chairs and people. Believe me, people will be here. So, Justice is going to get my PowerPoint going. Steve, don't go anywhere. First of all, can we get a round of applause for Steve Deiss? So, while she does that, so Steve is a great musician, and he is a friend of DeKalb Mental Health, and he's a great guy, but he's also got a bit of a recovery story, right, Steve?
Oh, sure.
So he's going to take about 5 minutes to tell you what's going on with him, and then I'll be back and we'll get everything going. Steve Deiss.
Wow, I think this might be as many people as I've ever played for. And it had nothing to do with me. My story really briefly is, I got so many of them. A lot of people should say I should write a book. But I kind of am old enough to where, I was mentioning to that young lady that was here earlier, it was right at the edge of fluoridating water, actually. You know, our country really didn't fluoridate water for a while. And people beforehand used to have alcohol because it would kill the bacteria. And that's what I started drinking when I was 8, because my grandfather was a winemaker. He came from that generation of that's the way they dealt with it. I'm not saying that's true or accurate in all situations, but it seemed to be that was the story in ours. So, obviously I had a tolerance and things escalated from there. I just have gone through a lot of things, started getting into music, and anybody pretty much knows that music and a person for a propensity for drug use and alcohol use, that's not a good mix. So it's taken me many years to learn how to navigate that situation. I had a problem with an overdose. I rear-ended this poor gentleman, and thank God he wasn't hurt, but it was just a terrible situation. And because I had inappropriate behavior, so I had previous convictions. And I told my wife and my kids went to court with me when they were young and little, and I just didn't want to do that anymore. I said, I'm checking out of here. I've had enough of this. So that's how I got involved with This Is My Brave a couple years ago, or last year. Because I just said I want out, and I said, God, you've given me a zillion songs, a lot more than I should have a right to. I said, I just want one more. And then I went into the bathroom and slit my wrist, which I didn't know the right way to do it, thank God. But for anybody that's had people in their lives that have gone through this, I'm right there with you. With anybody that's been through rehab. I got kicked out of rehab for stealing a lot, and so that was pretty much the bottom for me. But I've had a lot of other situations that could have killed me, should have killed me, but didn't. Maybe it didn't, so I have a chance to say something to somebody out here that's barely paying attention, that 2 days from now they'll go, oh, that guy said that, and that resonates. So all it takes is just one thing. For me personally, it was a year ago that I was still socially drinking a little bit, really cut back, trying to be really a good guy. And it was my birthday, and so I took a little spin on the dance floor with 2 cocktail drinks, and my foot hit a pavement square, and I went flying like this. And I broke 4 ribs, severed my labrum, my shoulder's like completely shot. And they're like, Well, good news, bad news, you'll heal from all that stuff. Bad news is your liver is pretty much dead. They immediately put on a pre-transplant protocol. And then as of the last time I went, I actually made it to where they're saying I might not need a transplant anymore. So that's the good news of it. But you know, it's so ridiculous because none of this had to happen. It was completely, I just wish that you could be an adult before you're a kid for a little bit, so you could realize in balance of the things that are important to you. Because when you're a kid, it's all out of whack. And then it takes your whole life until you're 60. I just turned 65, until you actually kind of go, oh, this is this and this is why this is. So that's the situation I'm at. If I can help anybody, I have a table out here, and I'll tell you anything about my songwriting. I'm self-taught, if you didn't know. And I just like to play and make people happy, and so that's my story. You guys have a great day. Thank you so much.
Yeah. All right. Way too loud. Thank you, Steve. So as I said, guys, my name is Gerald Lott. I am Executive Director of Sauk Valley Voices of Recovery. I'm also a person in long-term recovery. For me, that means I haven't had a drink or drugs since April 17th of 2008, which is a long time, right? For a guy like me with a mind like mine, that's a long time. Nothing works. I think I'm just nervous and struggling. So, welcome to RecoverCon. This is our second year here. This is our fourth year doing this. As I look out, I see a couple people that have been to every RecoverCon. There's Mariana. Hey, Mariana. You know, the interesting thing is the recovery community is small. We all know each other. We all love each other. We all give. I've been in a lot of businesses. I was in the music business, like Steve, and they don't give you nothing in the music business. You call somebody, they're like, hey, I need a song. Nope. But every time I call somebody in recovery and ask for something, there's always somebody there. You ever notice that? Right? They always give whatever you got. Like Mike Tyson, who I called at like 6 in the morning because I know he's already been up for an hour. Mike, what do I do with this? Mike, I need a form for this. Mike. So thank you all for being a part of my recovery community. The goal of this conference is to let Northwest Illinois and all the other parts, Mike, Southern Illinois is okay.
That's right.
Yeah. To let Northwest Illinois know what a vast array of people all across the world, all across the country are doing to combat stigma, substance use disorders, and co-occurring mental health disorders. So that we don't have to hear stories about somebody going in the bathroom and slitting their wrist, right? So that we don't have to hear about people struggling, people losing their lives. The second goal is to make sure the world doesn't look past our little part of it. We're kind of in flyover country, right? And all the money goes to Chicago, New York, whatever, right? Because that's where the problem is, right? Well, I'm in a town of 16,000 people. When one guy dies, it takes a big chunk out. It's different than in a city of 7 million. So, you know, we want to make sure that the world doesn't look past us because we're struggling and we deserve to live and thrive. Secondly, or third, I wanted my staff to meet all of you all, right? I wanted my team to see all the amazing people out here with the passion to get up on a Saturday morning. Some of you all fly hours, some of you all drive a long way to come. So you'll know my staff, most of them have on those RecoverCon 2024 shirts, which are for sale because we're broke. But if you see somebody in one of those shirts, pull them to the side, quiz them. Like I'm in a fraternity, and if you see a guy that says he's in a fraternity, but you know you don't know him, you pull him in. Hey, who the founders? What year were we incorporated? Right? And we quiz them. Right? If you don't pass the quiz, we beat you up. But no, we don't. I'm talking to you no more. But I give you permission to beat up my staff. Like if you say, hey, what's your path to recovery? And they're like, I don't know. Beat them up. All right? Just put them in a headlock, throw them on the ground. Anyway, that is nonsense. Don't do that. So, I want to say special thank you to my staff. Lindsay Hagerman, can you stand? Cassandra Smiley, stay standing, stay standing. Lauren Metzler, Justice Castro, Amy Ruby, Claire Williams is not here, Margaret Bates is not here, Special Rights will not here. All right. I also have some other staff. I have my Recovery Corps staff. If you don't know about Recovery Corps, it is a really cool program. Cheryl's going to tell you about it in a second. But for the time being, did I say Steve McBride?
No.
Oh, we were going to talk to you about that, Steve. Oh, this is awkward. In your mailbox. No, Steve is a beloved part of our staff. He is our DeKalb County recovery coach. I'm sorry, I omitted you, sir. I can't read. So our Recovery Corps staff, Jacob Albers, back there.
Hey!
And Ashley Odell and Eric Harrell have not made it here yet. I think they're on second shift with us. I cannot not thank my board of directors, Pastor Michelle Knight, Akil Khan, Brandon Gation, Joe Sims, Penny Stark, Andy McFarlane, Sam Ramirez, Michelle Sanders, and Dora Dancer Wright. And then, of course, I want to thank all of you all, our sponsors, our speakers, our exhibitors, people that just came to learn, all of you guys. You mean the world. Without you, we couldn't do it. So you got sponsors. You got, is she like holding up a $5 foot long? $5? That's the signal, $5 foot long. We've got sponsors and then we have supporters, right? Supporters are a little different. In this case, our two biggest supporters, DeKalb County Community Mental Health Board. Thank you, Deanna.
Hey!
And Department of Human Services, Super, Substance Use Prevention and Recovery. Joanna, Director Garcia, thank you very much. All right, so what are we doing? Our organization, stay on the mic, Gerald. Our organization suffered a loss this week. Somebody that was in our sober living home passed away this week. And somebody who had left our sober living home passed away a couple weeks before that. And there was somebody else a couple weeks before that. And if you guys watch our Facebook page, if you ever see us put up a black rose picture, we've lost somebody. And we're losing too many people, would you agree? So that's why we do this. I mean, it's all fun and games, and yes, we want to meet each other and have fun and laugh and talk about how to go play soccer games and all that. But in the end, it's about the people that we're losing. If you look to the back of the room, you'll see the Can You See Me Now banner. If you look at the U and then come down 3, you'll see Tevin Rumley. Tevin Rumley is the younger brother to my Chief Operating Officer, Lauren Metzler. Tevin passed away a couple years ago from fentanyl poisoning. And he is on the Can You See Me Now banners. And unfortunately, there's too many banners. When you go out into the hall, if you look up, you'll see, I think, about a dozen, and we have another dozen that we could not put up. There's 150 people on every banner. At present, there's 32 banners. Right? Can You See Me Now is a Facebook group started by a group of women who did not want to let their loved ones be forgotten. So please support that movement. More locally, if you look along the sides of the room, you will see Tevin's Tribe. These are people that have passed away from our community. These are people that are known to all of us. In fact, I think a couple of these people sat in this room last year. These are people that we've grown up with, people that we've loved, people that called us, their parents called us. They saw our memorial that we do on our website. They saw our memorial that we take around, because these travel around. We take them places, and if you ever want us to bring it to your community, we'd be happy to do that. There's a board up here that explains it, and obviously Tevin is here. Ramsey Lewis over there was one of my best friends when I grew up. Where's Alex? Where's Alex? Alex is over here. His family started Live for Lolly. Alicia, in the first chair there, her mother owns all of the Can You See Me Now banners and has been loaning them to us for the last 4 years. I remember going bowling with Jamie. We had this out one day. I'm probably going to go a little bit over, but we'll catch up. We had this out one day, and a woman was walking through it, and all of a sudden she stopped and started crying. And we said, "What's going on?" And she said, "That's my child's father." And she didn't know he was with us. So please honor them as you get around to see them. Say a prayer and know that their spirit is in the room with us and that they are loved forever. We'll say a prayer for them a little later. What can you expect? I got all morbid, right? Got all maudlin, sorry. There will be complimentary food. Woo! All right? There will be food throughout the day. It'll come out a little bit at a time. We're not doing lobster and all that, so we'll do finger sandwiches and things. If you are hungry though, a couple blocks down the road here, there's a bunch of restaurants. DoorDash happens, I have it brought here. We're okay with you eating in session, just don't be distracting, like don't order the ribs meal. You know what I'm saying? Just keep it cool. Hidden in Plain Sight exhibit will be in the library from now until noon. LSSI, Lutheran Social Services Project Lead is doing that. That's an exhibit where you can walk through and they'll explain to you kind of how kids hide drugs in their environment so their parents don't see it. And then afternoon, an organization called HERO, a heroin epidemic relief organization, good like that. They're going to bring their trailer and do Hidden in Plain Sight out in the parking lot, so you'll get a chance to see it. The library will be a quiet room after afternoon, so if your anxiety is like mine and you're getting all worked up, you go sit in there, do some yoga, whatever you do. We're going to take breaks at 10, 12, and 3, and we're going to have workshops during the breaks, and those will be in the room over across the way. I think our first one is opioid settlement money and how to get it, how to use it, what it's all about. Then we're doing recovery core, and then after that we'll have our RCO leadership workshop over there. So again, you can eat in the room, but just kind of plan accordingly. So like if you're having food brought, try to have it come at 12 or whatever. What can you do to help? Well, you can take and post photos in front of our Step and Repeat, which is right out there with our logo on it. And when you do, use the hashtag you see down here at the bottom, RecoverCon 2024. You can purchase beverages in our concession stand. So across the hall, there's a little room. We're going to have sandwiches and stuff put out there from time to time. We'll also have a concession stand. So there's free water, coffee, lemonade. But then we have a concession stand, and you can buy sodas. All of that goes to our bottom line. We have a fundraising goal for this event of $3,750. That's what we need to not break even, but just not be so broke. So we're hoping that you all will support us. Buy the t-shirts, participate in our raffle. We're going to be raffling off 3 1-boxes. If you don't know what 1-box is, it's a Narcan distribution system with a video inside it that walks you through it. Steve will have those. We'll have our donate code, and then we have the sodas. And if you just feel like walking up to one of my staff and give them a $20 bill, we're good with it. All right. Again, if you eat, don't be a distraction. Donate to the code. Purchase a T-shirt. And that's an example of taking a picture in front of our Step and Repeat. And I don't remember who it was. Somebody was taking a picture and they're like, "There's a pretty woman, I got to take a picture with them." And I'm like, "I get it." That was Tara and Joe from last year, right out there in that hallway. So, there's the code. That'll be up for most of the day in between things. Please, you know, no donation is too small. $1, $100, $1 million, do you. All right, I just got the X. So, who's next?